Alright, welcome to another update on the old Falcon, the old police car. So today I thought I'd just do something different, go and do the budget side of it, and just go through a bit of a summary on how much things cost doing these old cars. So I had a running budget sheet, but I thought I'd just do it on a Word document just to lay it out a bit better. So you can sort of see how much these old girls cost to do as a project. So I'll just go through it in relatively brief. The old car, $4,000 to buy. Then the smash repairs guys to do all the rust repairs was 400, and then transport from central Queensland down to Brisbane, and then Brisbane to Darwin. So you're talking, 7,200 just before you even initial purchase and getting things done, the first step. So then then the old donor car come along. So I was fortunate to find that donor car, and again I was very fortunate to get us a good price. So that had the 351, the FMX, a good diff, limited slip, disc brakes, yada yada yada. So plenty of few internal spares I could use, but most of it was no good because of the rust and sitting in the weather. But good engine and all that, which was awesome. So then once you get the car, then you got to work through, getting the what you need for it to fix it all up. So with the Gumtree parts, you go and hunt down all those parts off Gumtree. So again, the Sierra Tam bits are hard to find and expensive, because they're all the same parts on ESPs, so they attract a premium price. So the doors, the 3 doors on that old Falcon were no good. So again, hard to find good doors without rust and dents, but you pay a bit of extra and you can get a bit better quality. So rear garnish, the column shift indicator, the spare diff, the headlights that I needed to get it all built up, the old original rear blind, that's the metal one, not the Venetian, that sits on the inside of the car, and then the seat bolts and rails and everything. So yeah, front edge headrest, mud flaps, dash skin, and the freight. So just the second-hand bits, you're talking $4,200. So yeah. So then, as you can see, the Gumtree scam of a fake diff, I got done on a Gumtree scam. I was stupid enough to put a wanted ad out for a 277 ratio, limited slip, coil sprung diff. So yeah, I got had, and luckily I was only had for $460. He said it was a $400 diff and $60 for freight, and I should have immediately clicked to that, but I stupidly didn't. So anyway, I just threw that was $460, and that was the Gumtree job that I did over the phone and email and all that, and the guy took me for a ride. So anyway, I'm fortunate to be only that $460. So then you're talking the new stuff. So that's, again, you've got to go through the car and figure out what you need and what you're going to do with it. So I made the call to buy new shocks and springs, because I couldn't guarantee the springs off the old wagon would align right, even if I bought just the rear springs. And I wanted to lower the car, so I made the call to buy new shocks and springs. So you can see the cruise control kit, every single bushing front and rear, all the steering rack refurb kit. Again, I didn't have to do it, but the thing, it was all pulled apart, and for the sake of the money, relatively cheap when you're buying it, a little bit each fortnight, it's not too bad. The gear shifter cable, that's to convert it to a cable shifter for the auto. Brake pads, the engine decal bits, sound and light refurb bits, the little gear for the instrument odometer, panel sections for the original rust repairs, and lights and rear lights and front indicators, so that they're new Chinese stock, but I've ended up using some of the stuff off the wagon for the front indicators. So then you got the engine refurb bit. So none of this has got any labour, no labour. I did all the labour on all this. Engine refurb, so oil cooler, stud kits, front and top and bottom stud kits, rings, headers, valve covers, hoses, belts, grommets, all the nut and bolt kits for the engine and trans, the Welsh plugs, thermostat, all the new mounts and bolts, full gasket kit for the whole engine, you know, all the standard stuff, new water pump, clutch flan, new radiator. So the radiator was like $800 on its own because it was original brand spanking new radiator. So spark plugs, full set of new distributor and leads, purely age, couldn't do much about it. Better off having all the good gear from the front while it's all pulled apart. And the original XE V8351 air cleaner, which again was not cheap, but worth every cent because they are incredibly rare. Good luck finding them. So that total for all that bits was $3,225. So then you got the contract stuff that I had to send out to workshops. So the main rust repairs, the holes on the side, C-pillars, that was $2,400 in the rear. The trim itself for the seats, that's just the material, was $2,500. Again, you can't buy it anywhere. It's just rare and very expensive to buy that original Sierra Tan trim. Then the actual labour by the contractor to do all the interior and new door trimming. This is a 6-seater, and the headlining was $3,500, and we got all that done. So then the transmission work and the service, so that was actually dirt cheap. I got that guy to do another job for me 12 months ago, and yeah, I've done a couple of jobs for him to help him out. So he only charged me for materials, not labour on that. So that should have added one in front of that, but yeah, so because I helped him out on another job. Yeah, I ended up getting that a discount on that, which was very lucky. So, you know, that was all the contract stuff that I've had to pay a contractor or a workshop for was $8,600. So then, yeah, then we're talking, yeah, total spent was $2,800. Yeah, again, don't tell the missus. So then we got, I've done up a bit of a budget, which I'll go through in a minute. We've got about 12 grand or so to go, depending on what happens with the paint. Again, God, don't tell the missus, I'll get in trouble. So I've spent around 250 hours, but I lost track. I'm only guessing based on weekends I've worked out there, plus the odd hour here and there. So I'm guessing 250. To go, I've got about 350 to go. I would suggest, just based on what I've done. So anyway, so that's yet to buy. So that's a list of all the stuff I've still got to buy for the old girl and pay for. So that one there, that's the diff and the brake booster, master cylinder, tail shaft. That's all at the workshop now, waiting for parts. So a lot of those parts are sitting on an ABC truck, sitting in the side of the road. You might have seen that on the side of the road on the news, that big ABC road train. My parts are apparently in that. So yeah, $400 worth of materials. So that's in limbo. So that's been contracted out. So I've allowed for that contractor's cost. I've only guesstimated. So that's order one, all that stuff. And then the body panel repair. This is just to get the body work done, the final, before it goes to paint. So I'm doing all that. And then you've got, I can't find a painter. No one's interested in doing cars anymore up here. They just want insurance work. But I've been in contact with another guy, a friend of mine who's a mate from work. He said he may, if you're desperate, he will come out of retirement and come over, but on the condition that I buy a booth and all that. So you can get those blow up booths and all that. And then, yeah, then order 3, you've got the door rubbers and all that other stuff, exhaust, and then you've got the drivable bits, which is the tune and AC work and inspection and the service afterwards. So I'll go through another bit in a minute. Thank you.